Y'all, I have this very important prophetic message, and at first I thought it was a message for me. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to post it. And I'm like, you know what, maybe I'll post it. And the Lord came through and was like, don't forget. Like, he was like, don't forget. Like, he wanted me to put this out. So it wasn't a message for me. But it's a very deep message. It was a very detailed dream. Okay, listen. So I wrote some things down because I woke up. It was like 4 or 5 in the morning. I woke up and wrote some things down. Listen, y'all, it's deep. Okay, so basically, whoever you are, you have a car, specifically a luxury car. Okay, you have someone that's been eyeing you, watching you. Okay, either they are jealous, envious, or they want the car. Okay, this person may have a boyfriend or someone that you guys that they hang around a lot, and I'm going to tell you why. But they've been keeping an eye on you for a while. Okay, this could be a friend, this could be a family, but specifically what I saw in the dream, it was a friend. So here's what I saw. There was a shopping center. I don't know if it was a grocery store or if it was Walmart. I'm not sure. But I don't feel like it was Walmart, because when I saw the parking lot, it wasn't like crowded. And we all know Walmart parking lots are big and they're always crowded. This parking lot wasn't really big, right? So I feel like it may have been like a private grocery store or something. It looked more private. But you were shopping in the store. You were getting some, specific necessities and stuff like that. And you're the kind of person that sometimes you can be very... I'm not going to say careless. That's a very mean word. I wouldn't like someone to call me careless. And believe me, like, I make the same mistakes, but you're the kind of person, like, you'll leave your cart and you'll probably go somewhere else to get something, like, oh my God, I forgot to get this. And then you'll leave your cart in the aisle, and then you'll kind of like run to the other aisle to grab something, or run up the aisle to grab something, because you don't want to push the cart all the way through these people. So you'll push it up, you'll run up there and kind of run back, or run to the other aisle and then come back, because you don't want to like take the cart and go through all these people. It may be crowded or whatever, right? Then what happened was you did that a couple of times. You left the cart in the aisle, and you left your purse in the cart. You left your car keys in there. Like, everything was in the cart, right? And you just ran to get stuff. I guess you're trying to, like I said, avoid the crowd and stuff like that with the cart. And in the store, you bumped into someone. It was a female, okay? And this female you bumped into, that's why I said I feel like you guys were friends, because it was like, hey, I haven't seen you in a while, or hey, like, I don't know if you guys like haven't seen each other in a while. I'm just saying that because it looked like you guys were kind of catching up. Like, hey, it looked like you guys were kind of catching up, right? I'm not sure exactly what was said, but like I said, hey, I haven't seen you in a while, because it looked like you guys were kind of catching up, right? This female had a male with her. She had a male with her. That's why I said I'm not sure if this was like a boyfriend or a brother or whoever, but she had a male with her, okay? And when you bumped into them, you had your cart in your hand, like pushing it, but she was at the cash register, right? And you were talking to her about another female. You're like, have you heard about this person? I haven't seen her in a while. Da, 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 da. So I feel like you guys were talking about this other female. I know for sure, because you did say something about, have you seen her? I haven't heard from her, or something like that, right? So I know you were talking about another female. Then what happened was you decided to leave your cart, okay? Because you went to another aisle. You decided to leave your cart, and you decide to go somewhere else to get something, okay? And at the end of the dream, I heard the whole time frame it took for everything to go down. Not like you in the store, for them to take whatever. I'll tell you that after. So you can understand. That's why it was given to me after the dream, so I could understand. So I'll give it to you guys after. I'll tell you what's going on. So you left the cart, and then you came back. And then when you came back, right, you looked in the cart, and you noticed that your stuff was mixed up with another woman's stuff. So what happened was someone went in your shopping cart and took some of your belongings and put it in someone else's cart, and took their belongings, put it in your cart. Why? Because that was a distraction. So you're here in the cart like, oh my God, this is not my stuff. That must be my cart, because that stuff has everything that I was shopping with. And then when you went to get that cart, you realized there was stuff in there that still wasn't yours. So then that's when you and this other woman realized that your stuff was mixed up, and both of you guys kind of like organized, fixing it and stuff like that, right? So you guys fixed the cart and stuff. After you guys fixed the cart, you went to the cash register. And as you went to the cash register, right? You still had the same female there. She was still there, and it was kind of like she was waiting. And it's like it did, like in the dream. I noticed that, like, okay, she should have already checked out and been gone. The fact that she was still at the cash register meant that she waited for a reason, right? So you're at the cash register checking out, and you realize that you're going in your purse. You realize that your bank card was outside of your purse. It was actually on the cart thing. And you're like, whoa, why was my bank card here? So you decided to actually call your bank to make sure the money was still in there, right? And on top of that, the friend that was at the cash register was like, oh, now I should call my bank too, because I want to make sure like my stuff is here. So she was kind of like trying to like relate with you in that moment, like, oh my god, if someone went in your purse, maybe someone went in my purse because I left my cart too. Like, that's what she was kind of trying to make it seem like, right? Mind you, the person whose stuff was switched with your stuff, it's not the same female that's at the cash register. That female at the cash register, remember, she never left the cash register, right? But she was the one that was trying to call her bank and do exactly what you were doing to relate with you. Like, you know, so I'm going to call the bank too, you know, kind of thing. Because I want to make sure that my bank card's okay. Because if you said that your bank card is out your purse, I'm pretty sure mine is too. You know, like mine was too. Or something may have been happening to mine too. Because I left my cart just like you, right? Then what happened was when you called your bank, everything was good to go. But then you noticed that your keychain was sticking out your purse too. And you're like, my keychain is not supposed to be sticking out my purse because I left my keychain outside my purse. Like, you left the keychain on the cart itself. Like, you know, the part where the baby sits, you left your keychain there. But it was in your purse sticking out. So you're like, something's up. And you're like, oh, well, all the keys are here. And then you noticed, yes, the keychain's there, all the keys are there, but what's missing? The car key. You know, the car key that you can press, like the luxury cars have that. Some of the luxury cars have the car keys well, most of them do, even if they're not luxury, but your car was a luxury car and you clicked it, and you know, you could click it and then the car lights up or whatever, opens or whatever. That was missing. So you started panicking, and then the friend at the cash register was like, your car, oh my god, your car key's gone. You ran out into the parking lot. She ran out with you, and when she ran out with you, guess what? Your car was gone. Your luxury car was gone. Okay. And you started crying. And the thing about it is that your head was like, you know, when you're going through something so dramatic, you can't think straight. It's like, you can't even think straight. Right. So you're asking your friend, can you please call the vehicle, the lot? Can you call the dealership? Basically, you're like, please look up the dealership's number, call the dealership for me, please. I can't think straight. And guess what this friend said? This friend said, oh, my phone's not working. I can't call the dealership. Lies. You know how that's a lie? Because she called the bank in the store. When you called the bank, she called the bank too, because she wanted to make sure her bank card was good, quote unquote. That's what she so-called said, right? So she said her phone wasn't working. So you started panicking. You picked up your phone and you're like, oh my god, I gotta call the dealership. Because what's happening is the dealership, they have a track, like, you know, when you have most luxury cars, well, I know my luxury car, I have a tracking on my car, right? So as soon as something happens, all I have to do is press a button on my car, or press a button on my keychain, or press a button on my phone, and instantly they'll send the police, or they'll contact. It's like an emergency button, right? So you were trying to call the dealership to let them know that your car was gone, and you started panicking. Then when I woke up out the dream, I heard, because around that time I woke up out the dream, and I heard 20 minutes. So the reason why God said 20 mints was because 20 minutes is how long it actually took for them to get this thing, to get the car stolen and to like set you up. Okay, let me tell you what I mean by that. I'm not talking about your whole duration in the store. No, I'm talking about from the time you saw the friend, from the time you left your purse in the cart and went somewhere else, and from the time you came back and organized the cart, you know, with this other lady that you met in the store that your stuff got mixed up with hers, and the person that drove off with your car being able to drive off, all that took 20 minutes. Okay, so it was 20 minutes total time they needed. So they planned it out. This means they've been watching you from time. Because this was a orchestrated, you know, crime. They've been watching you from time for a while, for them to plan this whole thing out. You go mix her stuff with that person's cart, so when she comes back, she's not going to focus on her purse being broken into. She's not going to focus on the car keys being in the purse. She's not going to focus on anything that's off, because why? She's too busy organizing her cart with someone else's cart, trying to figure out whose stuff is whose. So between that time frame, you have enough time to drive her car and get away. You have enough time to escape, so when she does call the police, or she does call to indicate what's happening with her tracking device, you've already gotten away. You've already gotten stuff done, right? They mapped it out. They planned it out. What I take from that dream is I don't know who you have a fake person around you that's been eyeing your every move, and it may not even be a luxury vehicle. I feel like God may have just used that as an example. You get where I'm coming from? As an example, because I notice with a lot of you guys, God puts me in your shoes when it comes to prophetic dreams, so I can feel what you feel in that moment. I can relate to you, so when I put out the message, I'm extremely detailed about it, right? But when I confirmed if that was my message, that wasn't my message. I said, okay, but you put me in that position in the dream to see everything go down. Therefore, I can understand her pain, because I understood your pain, because I have a nice car too. So I was like, this better not be me, you know? But you have a fake person around just been eyeing you. They're eyeing your every move. They're eyeing every sort of success you have. They're eyeing every type of item you get or whatever you buy. They're eyeing it. Everything you do, they want to do. It made sense, because for you to say, I'm going to call the bank to make sure the money's in my account, and for her to be like, oh, I'm going to do it too. I feel like this person is someone that mimics you a lot. They copy you a lot. You may not notice it. Okay, so what you do, they do. You start a business, they want to start a business. You want to do hair, they want to do hair. You know, you want to buy a new car, they want to buy a new car. Everything you do, they want to do, right? And on top of that, they're also very envious of you, and they're plotting. They're not plotting alone. Here's why. The man that she was with, all of a sudden the man was not there when you came back and went to the cash register. It was just her. But remember, when you first bumped into her in the dream, like when you guys bumped into each other, the man was there. So he's the one that drove off with the car. So I feel someone's trying to set up someone, and this person is your friend, or it could be a family member, but it's two people, a male and female, okay? And it's a setup. It's clearly a setup, and they're probably doing it with their boyfriend or someone. They're doing it with someone, okay? And because remember, she was distracting you while he was driving away, right? And remember, she didn't want you to use her phone to call the dealership, but because she said her phone's not working. But you called in the store. Right away, I knew she was a part of it. It's a setup. Someone's very envious of you, very jealous of you, wants everything you have, wants to do everything you do, and yeah, they're partnering with someone. They're partnering with someone. It's like two people are kind of like teaming up. You know what I mean? They're planning something, and the Lord was very, very, very stern with me when it came to putting this out. It's like he was like, don't forget. And I literally heard it when he said, don't forget, it echoed. Because you know when you're sleeping and you can hear, when you hear like the Lord talking and you're about to get out your sleep, sometimes you can hear the echoing of whatever you heard in the realm, right? So he was like, don't forget. Get. As I'm waking up and I'm like, okay, this is important. You know, so like I said, it may not even be a luxury car or anything like that. It may just be in general, you know, like, and I feel like God is using that because he knows how to get my attention, because I thought it was for me at first, and I'm just like, but yeah, you know. So, and it's sad because this is a season for a lot of his children. This is the season, you know. So some of you guys have to really be very mindful of who you have in your life and who's watching your every move, because when you think someone's not watching you, they're watching you. You know, my dad said something to me a few weeks back, and he was saying to me that he was happy that I stopped talking to a lot of people that I stopped talking to, because he was telling me, he's like, you can eat and drink with some people and they will not like you, and you can sit and eat with them and they'll be in your face and they won't like you. You know, and he told me this weeks ago, and he was like, I'm so glad you stopped talking to the people that, you know, were pulling you down, you know. And So I just want to tell you that, like, just because someone's eating and drinking with you don't mean that they like you. Watch who you're talking to, okay? Love you guys. Bye.